Welcome to Make Pods Great Again. I'm your host, John Woolley, content creator of the Instagram page Make Wads Great Again. Welcome back, everyone. I'm back again tonight with my girl, Nikki. Nikki, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. We got a fun dude on tonight, Travis Williams, fresh off Wodapalooza. Travis, how are you?
I'm great.
Welcome.
You survived? You feeling all right?
You survived. That's an interesting word there. Yeah, you feeling okay? You also,
Not all the best. Are you still in recovery mode, kind of?
yeah, I've been better.
Dude, I'm not making this up. We were on the first day of Wodapalooza. We got to the leaderboard came out, and I had missed some of the competition, so I had no idea who was leading, and you were leading. And somebody's like, Travis Williams is leading. I'm like, holy shit. They're like, what? I'm like, he's a team guy. Like, what's he doing out in front? They're like, man, he killed it today. I'm like, yeah, well, he's a beast of an athlete, but man, this is a big, physical difference between being on a team and going individual. Like, this is going to be fun. And then you just brought it all weekend, man, the whole weekend.
Oh, totally. I mean, it was a really good time. I liked a lot of the events, so I mean that helped me out a lot too. But just kind of went in, good mindset, and just attacked everything or tried to. Not sure how good that strategy was by the end of the last day, but definitely tried to take as many points as we could early.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seemed successful to me. I mean,
yeah, I was going to say.
Absolutely.
Fun. It was fun to watch.
Oh, I'm glad. Definitely fun to do.
What sort of compelled you to go individual for the first time in a little bit?
So I mean, I definitely wanted to do an individual competition this year just to kind of see where I was and against a pretty decent field. And then after we won Dubai, I kind of was like, well, I need stuff to do. I really wanted to go do Wodapalooza on a team, but they wouldn't give us an invitation. We kept asking, but they said you had to have 3 from your games team, and we had 2 from 2 different games teams. So rules, whatever. And then the girls decided they were going to use Luke and Street when we were in Dubai because they wanted to do Wodapalooza too. And then about 2 weeks later, they sent us after we won Dubai. They were like, "Hey, you guys want to come compete on a team?" And I kind of was just like, "Seriously?" Like, we've been asking. And so the girls were already doing it. And so I was like, well, I want to compete. Will y'all let me come compete?
Okay.
And they were like, yeah, sure, come, individual. And I was like, oh, well, let's do it. Why not? So that was that's the whole story there.
Crazy. What was it like, hitting the floor as an individual after running in the teams division for a little bit now?
I mean, it was definitely a lot different. Getting to go my pace at a lot of things, getting to make my own mistakes at everything instead of having to kind of do what everyone tells me to do. The amount of volume and work that you have to do is just so much more. And yeah, maybe not a ton more, but I don't know. Maybe it was just the 4th day of competition, but I don't know. It felt like a lot more. It was definitely a lot harder. I've walked away from plenty of team competitions and been fine.
I heard from a bunch of the athletes that very first workout was brutal on you guys. Was it Luch? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, loose, Jay. I think it's loose. Yeah, that was a hell of a way to start a competition for sure. 300 squats in a vest. Like, why not?
Yikes.
Nice little warm up.
Yeah, for sure.
So you said that, it was different because you get to go out at your own pace and make your own mistakes. And I feel like you're sort of famously made fun of sometimes for coming out real hot and dying off in the end there. Was that something that happened to you, or did you have to sort of temper that while you were an individual athlete?
Actually, that was the plan most of the weekend.
Oh, good. Okay.
It worked out well a few times and not as well some other times. And loose, it worked out really well because then I just got to chill. The rest of the work. I mean, I think the plan was do one round really fast and then basically walk the runs the rest of the time. So I mean, it was a planned. It's always a planned explosion. We know where we're going to be at.
It's a planned going out hot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then if people want to pass me at the end, that's up to them. If they want to hurt that bad, not. Unfortunately, in loose. And I think this had a lot to do with how bad I hurt during the weekend, I got to the last set of 100 squats the same time as 3 other people, and decided I was going to win that squat race. And yeah, so the legs were non-existent after that. And then there was a bike workout where I got to go fast, and that worked out well. Good. Second. And then there was a row workout where we also got to start really fast. That worked out really well. The last workout, I did everything unbroken, and then I got to the box jumps and couldn't jump on the box, so that didn't work out as well.
That's one way to put it.
Yep. And then the pistol workout, the swim workout, I did the pistol deep ball really fast.
Yeah.
And just got in the water. It didn't not work out. I'll say that, but it wasn't. Also, I don't know if it worked or didn't work. If it would have been any different the other way. So,
I guess I like your overall attitude when you're looking back on these events, because nothing is ever like, man, that was a bomb. I failed that. Like, shouldn't have done it. You're like, oh, it worked out real well, or it didn't work out as well.
Yeah.
But I'm still here. Like, feels like a sort of lackadaisical kind of a way to look at it, where you're never too stressed about the events. Is that right?
Yeah. So the way I like to look at it is like, okay, what was my strategy going into that? Did I execute that strategy as well as I could have? Check mark. Usually I check that box. So if that was a plan and we stuck to it and we had success, great. If we didn't have success, well, maybe we should use a different strategy, but there isn't really anything you can do about it. So as long as I executed it as well as I could have done it, then I'm happy.
You can just take the learning with you into the future.
Absolutely. Just don't do that again.
Just don't mess it up again.
Yeah. Maybe don't go as hard as long. Yeah.
Okay. So when you are sort of switching between training with your team or training with others, at least, because I know your teammates aren't around you all the time, and these events come up where you have a chance to attack them as an individual, do you have to change your preparation? Does your schedule of training change to accommodate the next upcoming event?
No, not really. So, I mean, like, we get together as a team maybe once every month or two.
Okay.
With this group. Luckily, I think, like, the girls and I have had experience where we've trained on teams for, like, a year at a time. So, I mean, we already kind of have a ton of experience with all that stuff. Mostly, I just train as an individual, and I think they do as well. And we're just trying to get as fit individually as we can, and then use our team experience to kind of get us through a lot of the team stuff. Mm-hmm. The fitter we are as a whole, like, the better we're going to end up doing. So that's kind of the game plan there. I don't change much here and there, like training cycles and such. It's hard when you're doing a competition almost every month. You just want to be as generally fit as possible every time you hit the floor.
And is that how it's been and how it's going to continue to go, like ish once a month with all these sanctionals and all these possible events?
I think so. I mean, like, for us, we want to show up and try and win as much money as possible, obviously. So yes, for the most part, we're going to be as generally fit as we can year round, but there will definitely be some downtime, most likely after the games and through the Open.
Okay.
For me. After West Coast Classic next month, I'll probably have like 2 pretty easy weeks, and then kind of get back after it to get ready for Madrid in May.
Two weeks does not seem like that long of a rest period. I'm like, air quotes, rest period.
For most, I'd say, like, super high level CrossFitters, that's going to be an eternity. Like,
really?
The girls on my team can't take more than a day off. Like, they're nuts. And I used to not do that until I learned that I could take 2 weeks off and then just start training again 3 weeks later, be right back where I was. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, 2 weeks seems like not a ton of time off, but I mean, it makes you feel really, really good.
What is
you get back?
What is a light 2 weeks for you, Travis? Like, because every time one of you games athletes tells me, "Oh yeah, I'm taking a light day," and then you're doing snatches at 3:15 and some shit. Like, what's a light week for you?
For me, okay, I might do class 2 or 3 times, go to rush cycle with some friends, because that's really fun, actually. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but it's fucking awesome. There's a lot of hot girls that go there too. Anyways.
Entirely accurate.
Yeah, I mean, like, my light days are really not a lot. And if I go to class, I'm not trying very hard either. I'm just kind of trying to get through the workout, show up to the partner days, pick somebody that's like trying really hard to get in shape, and make them do half of the work, that kind of thing. So.
Well, that's so cool, Travis. I feel like that's a part of your training cycle that we're unfamiliar with. Like, how ingrained are you in the local CrossFit community around you?
Oh, I try and hang out with. I do my 4:30 class probably 3 or 4 times a week.
Wow.
Like, it's even when I'm training hard. Like, I enjoy hanging out with everybody. I don't have any like super high level training partners around me right now, so I like having friends. And working out with people I hate working out by myself at the gym. I don't know how people do it.
I love that.
They're absolutely nuts if they can just be in the gym and get anything out of going really hard themselves.
I agree.
Yeah.
People who work out alone are psychopaths. I'm convinced. Absolutely convinced. Every time I see it happen, I'll walk into the gym some days. Like we have our classes start at 3:30, and occasionally I'll get there for the early class, and one of the twins will be working out by themselves, and I'm like, "How are you? Like, no music, just like dead silent." I'm like, "What the hell are you guys doing? Like, this is insane."
No way.
Yeah.
If I can hear myself breathing, it's too quiet.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yep.
It's absolutely.
I mean,
gross.
like, I'm not saying I don't go in and work out myself, because I have to.
You do what you got to do.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to. Even if I just have to go there and work out, do my own thing when people are there. That's what I try and.
Totally.
So.
I think that we forget a lot of times when we look at you CrossFit Games athletes, you elite level athletes, we forget sometimes that it's not like a full 8 hours of training. Like, you just walk in and do your thing and your tunnel vision and you leave. Like, we forget that you have a gym you go to every day. You have friends at the gym. You do partner WODs with people. And I think it's really cool whenever I'm reminded that you're just as integral in your local affiliate as I am at the gym that I coach at, as John is at the gym that he works out at with his daughter. Like, it's all such a family, even for you elite level athletes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, go ahead, John.
Well, no, I was just going to say, it's just the whole conversation of hearing you working out in a class is interesting to me, because you have a little bit of a reputation of being a savage. Like, we were talking to Chandler a few weeks ago, and he mentioned, like, whenever if he's on a team, he wants you on it because you're a wild man. And so you almost have this reputation of just like, you just go balls to the wall and kill it. And so I've just got this mental image now of you like hanging out in the 4:30 class with the mommies and the old farts like me, just I just love it. I just love the idea of it.
Yeah, so there's a guy in my 4:30 class. He's from Louisiana, got about as thick of an accent as you can get. And every day, or every time I do class, we draw a line on over under on what time is possible for me to get. And we usually donate $10 back and forth to each other on if I can get that time or not. So it's really, it's a lot of fun. We're making bets every day.
Hey, nobody's making bets on my times. I can promise you that.
Me either.
Not at all.
You'd be surprised if you draw your own line and there's $10 on the line, how hard you can push to figure out how to get under that line.
I've done a lot of crazy shit for $10, so I may have to try that.
I'm going to bow out of this conversation gracefully.
Yeah. Hey.
So question then, Travis, you've been in the CrossFit game and in the elite level division for so long. You've seen just a ton of evolution in the sport. Looking at the entire season the way that it is now with sanctionals, and I think, like, even though it's a second year of sanctionals, I really feel like we're finally starting to hit our stride now, and people are really settling into the rhythm and all the opportunity out there with traveling all over the world. Just given the transition in the way that prepping for and qualifying for the games has gone, how has it affected you in terms of how you train, how you peak, your overall thoughts on CrossFit?
Well, I love how it is because I like the team format a lot better. I like the team aspect of the sport a lot better, and now that I don't have to live with them and be around them all the time, it's even better. So
okay.
I mean, it's definitely, and I like also competing at these random competitions a lot more than I do. Like regionals was cool, but it was stressful. Like, I mean, whatever. It's like you train all year for this one weekend of the year, and it's like do or die. So, the sectionals is just a lot of fun. There's a lot more opportunities for money, whether you're an individual or we're on a team. Like, you just gotta kind of do what you can do to make the best of that situation. And I don't know, it's just a whole lot more opportunities throughout the year to do things.
Yeah. I also feel like you're one of the athletes that has a really good balance in your life of CrossFit, and that is your world, and that is your passion, and also like just enjoying yourself. And how are you enjoying like traveling the world and having a chance to experience that as well as compete?
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think I get to go to Spain here in a couple months, and I think I'm taking a week after the competition to explore Europe. So,
so cool.
yeah, and just things like that. Like, would never have gotten to do that if I was stuck in Texas competing at like regionals or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty intense.
That's awesome.
Well, it was fun, along those same lines, Nikki, when we were walking around Wodapalooza. Travis just walking through the crowds, wearing his big purple crazy shorts, high-fiving people. It was so funny. He walked past, he high-fived him, like, hey, how you feeling? He's like, this sucks, and just kept walking. But I love that. Like, I love the fact that you're like out there with the fans and just like walking through the crowds, not giving a shit, and just having fun with it. And I think the people enjoyed it,
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I do this. I have to have fun with this. If I'm not having fun with this, I don't want to do it at all. Like, this isn't a job. This is just awesome.
Yeah. How often is your mom still finding you at a competition?
I was just gonna ask if you've ever told Travis about the time you met his mom.
Oh, yeah. He knows I met her.
Okay.
Was she at Wodapalooza?
She didn't go to Wodapalooza. She's gonna go to the games. She likes to go to competitions when people go with her. She doesn't want to go like hang out by herself. So because she wants to go like party and drink with people. So.
Yeah, she could have hung out with me. It would have been great.
I'll have to let her know. Yeah, I'll let her know you're going.
We 100% are going to have a Travis's mom drinking, taking shots, and being on our podcast with us at games this year.
Dude, I'm telling you, Nikki, it was at the Mac. I'm at the bar. Mama Williams comes walking up. She's like, I'll have a Jack and Coke. I'm like, I love this woman. This is my favorite. This is my favorite woman ever.
Yep.
Yes.
It was the best. It was like so unassuming. I mean, I'll have to show you a picture of my mom sometime, Travis, because they look a lot alike.
Mm-hmm.
Just got that Southern belle, got that exact same accent. My mom doesn't drink. That's what makes it really funny to me. So as soon as the words left her mouth, I'm like, this is what my mom would be like if she were really cool. This is awesome.
That's so funny.
Well, my mom could drink all of y'all under the table.
Well, see, I need to say out loud in case my mom listens to this. I love my mom dearly, but she doesn't drink, so she's not that cool. But Mama Williams was very cool, and it was funny. And during that same conversation, Nikki, it was if I'm remembering right, I don't remember what happened during the competition, but there was some weird judging going on. You guys had that worm, and they were. I'm trying to remember. It's like there's something weird with the deadlifts. Like they kept no repping people. Yeah,
couldn't touch your feet.
Yeah,
couldn't touch your feet. Oh, worm deadlift. Couldn't touch your feet. Think about that.
Well, and so Travis got pissed, and so I said something to his mom about it. I'm like, Travis looked really mad today. She's like, yeah, he's got a temper.
Oh. That's awesome.
It was justified, though. To be fair, it was a justified temper that day because it was a bad call, and they were calling on everybody. They were just breaking people's backs.
Yeah,
it was terrible. Everybody was dying.
Yeah, it wasn't really fun to like pull a max effort deadlift and then get no rep for it a whole bunch of times. So yeah,
you tell Mama Williams that the Jack and Coke's on me at the games. We'll absolutely drink together.
She's gonna take you up on that. Be careful.
100%.
It's gonna actually. It'll be me, her, and Paige Semenza's mom. Because
she'll get after it too. Yeah.
Oh, she will absolutely get after it. And I haven't heard your mom curse, but Paige's mom curses like a sailor. Sailor. She's the
stand by for our newest podcast, John and the Moms.
Oh my God, I will run that episode tomorrow. I'm telling you,
awesome.
Semenza's mom is hysterically funny, and loves to drink, loves to cuss. Like every time I see her, she's got a new story. Like she's the best. She's absolutely the best.
I would
That's
like to meet
awesome.
her and look directly into my future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll introduce you at the games because she's
Perfect.
an amazing woman to say the least. They're really
So
funny.
has your mom always like followed you and watched all of your sporting events? Has she always been supportive of CrossFit?
For the most part, she goes to like the really really big ones usually.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't like followed me around to some of them. I mean, if they're close, she'll show up for the day if she's got nothing to do. But yeah, for the most, like for baseball and stuff, mom and dad always came to everything they could come to.
I want to talk a little bit about your backstory and how you got into CrossFit and how it changed your life from the very beginning. And I know that you've told it a few times, but for the people that maybe are just starting to follow you recently, can you tell us a little bit about the impact that it made on your life and how you've changed?
So yeah, I mean, my backstory starts. I was in 2011. I was 268 pounds, and my sister talked me into going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what's this CrossFit thing? This is stupid. I've never, like, I don't know. I walked into the gym and there was nothing there but a rig and like barbells. And
Like, what is
isn't
this
a
place?
gym.
Yeah. No.
What's going on? And then they killed me with jump ropes and dumbbell snatches.
Mm-hmm.
That was my workout of the day. Like 3 rounds of 90 jump ropes and 15 dumbbell snatches on each arm. And I might have done like 7 or 8 per arm each round. There might have been a round where I did like 3. And then the jump ropes didn't get through all of them, whatever. But I was like, okay, I'm really tired. I'm moving to the next. I think it took me 20 minutes to do this workout. Like,
Wow.
it was really bad. But anyways, I was dead. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. I haven't felt like this in years. Like, I'm going to keep doing this and see what happens. And so slowly just like every month I was down 10 pounds for about 6 to 8 months. I was 19 years old. Like that kind of had a lot to do with why I was dropping weight so fast. But yeah, and then finally got introduced to competition, and I thought it was one of the coolest things I've ever done. So I just kept after it.
Did you ever envision when you were younger, when you were heavier, when you were just out of shape, did you ever envision that you would be where you are now, in the spot that you are now?
Oh, absolutely not. Like maybe when I started CrossFit and I saw what the CrossFit Games was, I was like, I could do that. But just like everybody, right? And then, but like, did I actually think I would get this far or do it for this long? Not really. I said I could do that, but maybe I got to put in the effort or whatever. So
I don't think that's what everybody says when they first see the CrossFit Games.
I know, right?
Like, I never looked at all those chicks. I never looked at Annie Thorzauer and was like, yeah, I could do that. Ever.
I watch the Masters athletes and don't think I could do that.
Yeah,
Like,
I watch the teens now and know I can never do that.
I know, right?
But the thing is, like, you could. If you had the time and you put in the effort, you literally could.
I don't know.
You've never seen me move, Travis. You've never seen me move.
I mean,
you've never seen John's
like,
mobility.
If you don't go past here, you might have a problem.
Right.
Like, you kind of need that.
I don't know, Travis. I think it takes a special thought process, you know, like I don't know if it's an inspirational kind of a nature or something inside of you is definitely like a unique driving force in getting you from where you were to where you are. I mean, you remember your first workout. You just told us about the very first time you entered a CrossFit gym. That is so special. And it's cool that you still hang on to that. Do you use that sometimes as fuel for the fire?
No,
okay.
Not really. I just,
Just kidding. I tried to make you into a much more emotional being than you are.
I'm not at all. I don't know why. It's really funny though that you say that. Like, so I got my mom and my sister coming to the gym lately, and so like, it's really funny because I watch them and I'll tell them to do something, and they won't even think. They'll just attempt it, like whatever it is. So like, when most people that I coach would be like, "Whoa, buddy, what are you thinking? Why would you even tell me to do that?"
Yeah.
And my mom's 64. Yeah, she's 64. And I'll tell her to put weight on the motor. She's like, okay. Or she'll just like the workout. I think the other day had overhead lunge or something, and we thought we had told her to do just weighted lunge. No, she she picked up her plate and put it overhead and was about to start doing it. I had to run up to her and be like, whoa, hold on, no overhead. But like, yeah, I don't know. My sister's the same way. So like, you just tell her to do something, she'll at least start trying to do it without thinking twice about it before. So I don't know. That might be something in my DNA. I don't know.
And that might also be, I think that might also be something about working out with an elite level athlete. Like I spent about a year and a half at a gym working out alongside some games athletes and team athletes. And I don't necessarily think that I like PR'd that year because I got way stronger, because I changed I mean, I've been CrossFitting for almost a decade. Like I'm pretty much where I'm at. But I think that working out alongside people like you, or at least having a lot of inspiration or a lot of, things to watch, things to see, things to hear, like it just makes you less afraid more than anything else. It makes you less like, no, I could never, there's no part of me that thinks I'm going to like PR my deadlift by 500 pounds tomorrow because I watched someone else do it. It's not like that. It's more just like the things that you guys do that are no big deal make me be like, yeah, I'll try that. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Why would I approach a weight or a movement or something that I don't think I can do and be like, ugh, no, definitely not me. Why wouldn't I be like, oh yeah, give it a shot. And if I can't do it, I'll do something else.
That's kind of super funny. I can tell you for a fact every single day I'm in the class and I tell people to do something like, oh, coming from the CrossFit Games athlete. Yeah, I'll just do that right now. Come on, guys. Like, and then the best part is I'll tell them, hey, you guys are going to be done with these 10 burpees in 37 seconds, whatever. And they're like, oh, you're funny. And then at 37 seconds, I'll be like, look, you guys got 10 burpees in. Like, and they kind of like roll their eyes and they're like, oh, got
it's
it.
like you've done this before.
Yep.
Once or twice.
Well, there is something about the confidence of a games athlete that will make you do things that you wouldn't normally try. Like we had a WOD yesterday, and I don't RX a lot of WODs. Like I try to scale to what I think is appropriate for my age and my skill level. And so I turned to Spencer and I'm like,
RX.
yeah, the women's RX. That's right. Where that's my world. That's where I live. And so I turned to Spencer and I'm like, hey, how much weight should I do here? And he just looked at me like I was an idiot. And he's like, you're going to RX it. I'm like, no, I'm not. And he's like, yes, you are. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And he's like, yes, you are. And this goes on for about 5 minutes.
Right.
And then he finally just looks at me. He's like, John, this is a fine weight for you. You can do this. Just load the bar. Okay. And he was so confident. I'm like, okay. And he was right. He was absolutely right.
Yeah.
And there's
imagine that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not like I look at something that I am worried about or that I'm unsure of and say like, yeah, no problem. I got it. Travis Williams can do this. I can do this. Like, it's not like that. It's more just like, it's a different mentality of like, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. And if I can't do it, I'll do something else. Like, not a big deal. Like, I don't need to approach it and be like, no way, not me, never. I could never. Like, fucking try it.
Absolutely.
It's funny that people give you shit though when you do that. And as a coach, I get that all the time too. Like I'm pushing people constantly past the point that they think that they are capable. But like, do those people not know your backstory? Because like you also probably walked into the gym at one point and was like, no, not me.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, everyone at my gym knows the backstory for sure. But they're always, I think a lot of them don't exactly have the same goals, and most of them just want to be there and move.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to get a whole lot better. Maybe they want to lose 5 pounds, but yeah, for the most part.
Different goals, different training mentalities. But I mean, like the level of participation, the level of trust in the coach is the same. So
yep.
When did that change for you, Travis? Like I see a lot of people when they come in and start and they're wanting to lose that 5 pounds or 10 pounds or 20 pounds. And so clearly like you, at some point you were mentioning you were shedding that weight, right? When did it switch from, all right, this is a weight loss plan and I'm going to get in pretty good shape to, all right, I'm about to become a much fitter person. Like when did that shift for you?
Man. Well, I mean, like I figured out that I was becoming a really fit person really quickly. Like, I mean, like it took 2 or 3 months because I was down like 20 or 30 pounds really, really quick.
Damn, guys suck.
Yeah.
Men are the worst. It would take me like 6 months to lose 5 pounds.
I mean, I don't know if how correct the doctor's scale was because I went into the doctor's office and weighed in at 268 that morning. So that's the heaviest I've ever recorded.
Damn.
And then like a week later, after like 5 days of CrossFit, I was at 256. So
I wish everyone could see my face right now.
yeah. So
I'm gonna vomit.
and like even today, I'll go up and down between 203 and 210, like within a couple days. But yeah. So when did it change for me? I started CrossFit in September 2011, and in January 2012, there was like a little local church throwdown that I showed up to, and I actually like did okay. Like kept up with some guys. I could do double unders and thrusters and box jumps. Like it's like 10th place out of like 70 people. So that was really cool. And I was at that point, I was still like 230, 240 pounds.
Wow.
So I was like, well, shit, if I'm like this doing this well against these other guys, what happens if I'm like 205, 210?
Mm-hmm.
So we just kind of kept rolling with it and see what happens. And then I think in towards the end of 2012, there was another competition that I got to sign up for, that there had been a bunch of guys that had competed at regionals and stuff in it. Well, I think through 3 events, I was in 3rd place overall against like guys that had gone to the games and stuff.
Wow.
And well, maybe not the game, but like top regional guys.
Sure.
And then I had a rib out, so I couldn't like move or breathe. And I went through the last like workout, which was like a 3-scored thing, and ended up dropping to like 10th place overall. Mm-hmm. So kind of, but like the fact that I was like able to hang with all of those guys, and at that point I was like 210. I was like, okay, maybe I got a little bit of business trying to do this. So I just kind of rolled with it and tried to get as good as I could possibly get at that point.
Damn. You're like naturally made for this, basically.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, genetically, I'm 5'9", 205 pounds. So
yeah, you won the genetic jackpot for CrossFit.
Yeah, for CrossFit, yes, absolutely.
Before John even needs to make fun of you.
Yep.
You said it yourself.
Well, he's still 3 inches taller than the champion. So
that's true. The champ is like probably genetically better than everyone. You can't be shorter than everyone and stronger than everyone. That's just not fair. And lighter.
It is an interesting sport that way. Like, how height does play can play a significant advantage in some areas and not others. But
yep,
I don't know. Champ's pretty damn strong, regardless
of
height.
Seriously.
Yep.
Regardless.
Are we referring to Matt Fraser as a champ?
He's the only champ I know of.
Okay, me too. I just want to make sure.
I'm like looking around like, oh my God, are we talking about someone else?
No, a lot of people just say Rich Froning's a champ. So I don't know. Matt Fraser's the fucking champ.
I still say that some. I mean, to be fair,
okay.
I still refer to Froning as the GOAT, and it's nothing against Matt. It's just like that's when I started. So that's kind of my era, was those first 4 years that Froning was dominating.
I feel like this entire conversation could have referred to either one of them.
Yeah, I don't
totally.
Yeah.
Well, Rich is 5'9", so
yeah, Rich is a little taller. So, yeah. Rich is a little taller.
Yeah.
He is. I have photographic proof. I have photos with me with both of them.
Nice.
I know.
It's great. You basically just have to be my size and a dude, and then really good at CrossFit.
There you go.
Yep. I want to talk about probably my favorite part of keeping up with you on the social media, especially around open season, which is all the trash talk that you and your besties do. I don't know. I mean, just like, how'd you guys come up with that? And was it happening in real life? Like, but and you were like, fuck it, we'll just put it online.
So Brent Fikowski and Joe Scally and Mitch Bernard for sure were the founders of it. I don't know which one of those 3 did it. Probably Brent. It was definitely a social media scheme to help everybody out to get better at social media.
Nice.
And in 2016 Wodapalooza, Brent competed on a team. And I was competing on a team, I think, with Cody Mooney, another guy named Joe Carney. And there was a whole bunch of shit talking going on that year during that team thing. And I got acquainted with Brent and then that year he asked me to join the open humiliation group because I think Joe and Mitch were not able to participate in the open that year. So he asked me to do it because I was talking shit, and then we got a few other guys to do it, and just kind of rolled with it from there every year. And it's been a lot of fun.
It's so much fun to keep up with.
Well, this year was particularly special. You guys did some nasty stuff this year. It was like some sort
How
of
do you
sandwich.
come up with this shit?
This year's, man, I had to walk around the mall and hand out pictures of myself. Like, do you know how embarrassing that was? Like, I had to have like 4 shots to even just like get up and go there.
Oh,
it was brutal.
Damn.
And I was still embarrassed. And I was drunk.
I can still remember this.
The sandwich was interesting. I think somebody wanted gummy worms on it, and I think that saved it.
That like actually made it all right?
Yeah, refresh. Like, what was on the sandwich? I remember the gummy worms.
So
what was
this
the rest?
Sandwich had gummy worms, like Lindor cheese, sauerkraut, and anchovies.
Oh my god!
Or sardines, some sort of fish. Yeah, and like, so I think everything else went down okay, and then the gummy worm hung around, so like it didn't make them suffer like the horrible aftertaste of what it could have been. So the gummy worms definitely saved it.
So I probably should have started this by saying that these guys have the competition where whoever loses in the open WOD has to do basically what the other one tells them to do. We've seen all sorts of things, eating shit. Someone got tarred and feathered, right? And jumped off a pier. That was a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that guy was an idiot. I don't know why.
Who the hell was that? Was that you? Did someone else got like stuff thrown on a fan?
This year I lost 3. I had to walk around the mall, hand out pictures. I got tarred and feathered, and I had to jump off a pier. Jason Carroll, we made him recite a poem, but it wasn't as good as Lucas Eschlinger's.
That was a good one.
He dressed up. Yeah, Lucas's poem was pretty incredible. Who else lost one? Did Brent lose one?
I honestly don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. I think maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I love it. So funny.
It's such a good time.
I highly encourage this behavior for every open moving forward.
Seriously. Absolutely. And I think you should loop John into it. For sure.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
We will see what we can do with that. That would be great.
Oh,
I just volunteered you for Trash Talk Thursday. Is that okay?
I'm game. I'm always down for Trash Talk.
Put you in the scale division and give you you got to get in a certain percentage of what we get.
That's fine. Dude, I finished 6th in the scale division. I was 2nd in the scale division this year worldwide. So I'm game. Right. Let's go. Let's do it.
I'm in. And the other thing I think we want to do is something where we're able to get together and do a live open announcement with all 4 or 5 of us.
Oh, so
which would be
fun.
Really intense, and then have someone have to immediately do the punishment as soon as the workout's over. And I mean, like, is while they're still dying.
Do it in the States, and I will fly wherever you guys are to watch that live.
Hold on. I have it. I have the idea. So we'll just do it ourselves and stream it live on like Instagram Live, right? Like I'll host it. I'll do it on my IG Live. We'll just get all of you guys in one gym together. Doesn't even matter where.
No.
Do it.
We can totally do that.
I'm ready.
We got to get Pat and Brent. They're the ones you got to talk to.
Man, everyone's so far away.
They know they want to do that. Yeah. I mean, they'll fly anywhere.
And
ideally, the week number 5 would be the best week to do it. That way, we can just finish the open. Don't have to worry about the following week too. So
perfect. What if we all came to Ohio? We'll all do it at your gym. You're kind of central for us, John.
Yeah, let's do it. The Twins would be in. They had no problem with us using Cliffside.
I'm gonna plan this.
None at all.
Heck yeah, plan it. Let's do it.
It's gonna happen. Let's just do it.
All right.
So I think one of these events has to do it, and they'd sponsor it too. So, but
guys, we have big plans happening here.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
All right, we'll take this offline. We'll do this though.
Okay, good call. Cut all of this out from the podcast. Trademark instantly.
Nobody needs this idea. Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
All right. Well, so what is next for you? You're doing Madrid. That's next up.
Next up, be West Coast Classic, March with Taylor, Andrea, and Roy.
Nice.
And then in May, Madrid, Taylor, Andrea, and Roy.
Any more individuals for you? You're going to stick with team through the games?
Team for the games, and until I forget how bad I hurt at Wodapalooza this year.
You need more than a couple days of recovery to get back to.
Yeah, like
fun.
I mean, like I could be talked into it for a 3-day competition, but right now I don't ever want to do another 4-day competition again individually. Oh, it's so many days. Ugh.
I heard that from everyone. Actually,
Yeah.
It wasn't just you. So I'm not sure. You got to believe it's because you normally do team. Like both the twins were just beat up by the end. It's just rough. It's rough.
Yeah, I mean that first workout was just like crushed everybody's soul, and then you had to do the rest of the weekend. So that had a lot to do with it, but still.
Yeah, good programming though. I mean, as a spectator, it was a lot of fun to watch. So.
Oh, I'm glad. It was. I thought I was a fan of the programming, big time.
Yeah, it was good stuff. All right, well, Travis, we appreciate you being on, man. It's been a lot of fun getting a chance to catch up with you, and now I'm really excited about what we got coming up for the next Open. So, absolutely going to make that happen.
Thank you guys so much for. Yeah, thanks so much for having me, guys.
Totally.
I can't wait.
So, Nikki, what do we have? What do we have coming up next?
Okay, well, we had talked a little bit about Australia and Brazil happening at the same time. Australia has already kicked off, and I'm not exactly sure when this is going to be posted, but Australia started first. So Brazil is still coming up. The really cool thing about the Brazil CrossFit Championship this year is that of the entire games field, only 2 women have already qualified for games and only 1 guy. So it's just kind of interesting. A lot of times I feel like we're talking about like who's going to win versus who's going to punch their ticket to games. And at this competition, it's very real possibility that the people standing on top of the podium are in fact the ones who will be going to games, which kind of makes it exciting. On the ladies' side, Anita Pravati's one of the like local favorites who is sort of like loved and favored and maybe will win, and a series of other women whose names I can't pronounce, and I'm not even going to try to butcher them, but there are a lot of local women to the area who have a really good shot of standing atop the podium. 3 Americans who have a really good chance, and shout out to Mia Edgar, who I used to work out with, because I think that she has a really good shot, and good for her for representing us here in the US. On the guys' side, way more stacked with names that you've probably heard of. Paul Castillo is looking for another shot to the games. Marquand Jones, Josh Miller, Josh Woodhall, after coming in second in Norway, has a really good chance. And your boy, Spencer's going to be there.
Yes, ready to punch his ticket, so he says.
That's right. So a lot of familiar names on the guys' side, but I'm excited to watch it. Should be really cool.
Yeah, it's great stuff. And then on our podcast, after this, next one up is Arm & Hammer, not the baking soda, but the social media guy.
I'm really glad that you made that distinction.
Yes, I want to make sure everybody knows it's not the baking soda. And I told my daughter Arm & Hammer was going to be on. She goes, the baking soda? I'm like, yes, the baking soda is going to be on the podcast. And Allison Scuds is going to be on after that. So we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. So we appreciate everyone being on tonight. Again, thanks to Travis Williams, and have a good evening.